Good morning and welcome everyone to Moving Forwards Together. This is Target Ovarian Cancer's first ever digital conference, and we are so pleased that you're able to join us today. And well, what a day have we got planned for you. So to start with, I'm going to quickly run through a little bit of housekeeping and some how-tos before we get going. So you can see the agenda and watch through all the presentations by clicking on the Sessions tab on the menu to your left. This will bring up the schedule, and to watch a session, just click on it at the time that it is due to start and it will play on your screen. Now, in this opening plenary session and some of the other sessions today, your cameras and audio are disabled. And in some of the other sessions that you will be attending, you will have options to turn them on. Now, it's up to you whether you choose to turn these on, but please remember that these sessions are being recorded. So while we're going to do our best to remove personal details, in an interactive session, this may not be possible. And we're recording these sessions so that anyone who couldn't join us live today can have the chance to view everything at a later date. So we've planned the agenda today so that there is something for everyone. And after our morning and afternoon plenary sessions, you're going to have a choice of workshops to attend. But don't worry if you want to attend all of the sessions, because as I mentioned a minute ago, we're going to make these available for you to watch back at a later time. Now, holding a digital event means that more people will be able to join us, but of course, it's going to mean we're going to have a little less time to meet each other during the course of the day. So we have an event chat, and so please do share your thoughts on that. And it's on the right of your screen. And you can also use this to ask questions as well. And please note that when you join a session, you will only be able to chat with the other attendees in the same session, and you won't be able to delete a message once you've shared it. And here's for a bit of fun. If you'd like to share a photo with the rest of the attendees, please do go to the photo booth in the lobby and have some fun. I mean, I can see that we've already got some super selfies in there, and it's a lovely way to get involved. So please do go and have a look. And if you're posting on social media throughout the day, please be sure to use the hashtag Moving Forwards Together. Let us know what you're most looking forward to, or what's been your most favourite sessions so far. Share your top tips from the different sessions that you've been to, and let's make the most of today and share what we've learned far and wide. Now, if you have any technical difficulties or questions about using this event platform, please contact the lovely Alex, who's our production manager. His details are in the chat, and it's alex@revealeventsgroup.com. And if there are any issues or questions that are raised for you during any of today's sessions, and you would like further information or support, you can contact our nurse-led support line, which is available Monday to Friday, 9 AM to 5:30 PM. And you can call us on 020 7923 5475 or visit targetovariancancer.org.uk/support line for more information. And we're going to have these details on the Get Involved tab, which is on your left, and the number will also be posted in the chat throughout the day. Now, finally, if you're enjoying today's conference and you'd like to see us run more events like this in future, please do consider making a donation to help us to do this. You can make a donation by heading to the Get Involved tab, and here you'll also be able to find out more about all the support that we have for you and meet some of the members of our team. So, thank you again for joining us and helping us to move forwards together for everyone affected by ovarian cancer. And I am really thrilled because I'm about to hand you over to the absolutely fabulous Sue Stockham, who's going to share her story with you. Over to you, Sue.
Many thanks, Susan. Hello, everyone. My name's Sue. I've been married a long time. I've got 2 children and I'm lucky to have been blessed with a 3-year-old granddaughter and 2 grandsons actually born this year. I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in March 2017 at the age of 58. 6 months before that, I'd taken redundancy and I hastened to have early retirement from a senior role at EDF Energy. And I was looking forward to being the ultimate lady of leisure, holidays booked, lunches booked. I was just going to go out and enjoy myself. But unfortunately, it didn't turn out like that. I'd had some indigestion and I was struggling to eat. I can remember vividly on my birthday, it was the January, my daughter had taken me to London for a lunch and she just woofed her food down. I really struggled. I felt like my food wasn't going down properly. It wasn't digesting. I kept thinking I must sit up straighter. I was feeling tired, but I'd just given up work and I thought it was me just winding down. And it also wasn't very comfortable to sleep on my front. I needed to pee more often. And I even had difficulty, believe it or not, putting my tights on. But it was all quite subtle. No alarm bells didn't ring. I just thought I was getting old. I'd been to my GP for something totally unrelated and had some red blobs come up on my limbs, and I've been sent for blood tests because I hadn't been to the doctor for many, many years. In the meantime, one morning I was laying in bed and I was started to prod my tummy. To this day, I don't know why I did that, but it'd been uncomfortable for me to sleep on my front. And that's when I felt a mass on my left side. I didn't panic. I asked my husband if he had the same. And one evening, I had him laying on the floor in the front room, prodded his stomach. No, he hasn't got any mass. I said, can you feel this one? And he said, yeah, he could, but I thought, well, maybe it's something that should be there. Anyway, I went back to the GP for the blood results and she gave me a complete clean bill of health. My cholesterol, she said, had never been so low. And it was as I was leaving the surgery that I asked her if she could feel my abdomen. It was literally as I was leaving. And I said to her, I'm really sorry if I'm wasting your time. It's probably nothing. But I could tell by her face that something wasn't right. And she sent me for an ultrasound. I had a 2-week wait for that ultrasound, and that was a horrible wait. After the ultrasound, I went back to the GP, and she sent me for some more blood tests. And she also said that she wanted me to have a CT scan. Now alarm bells really were ringing. I actually said to her, I'm worried it might be ovarian cancer. And she said, and I quote, absolutely not. I asked if the CT scan could be another 2 weeks wait, and she said yes, so I opted for a private scan. And the GP referred me to the colonoscopy department at St Thomas's in London. My CA125 blood test came back at 6,500. Now, as many of you know, the benchmark is 35. So 6,500 was almost off the scale. And 2 weeks later, it was actually 8,250. The colonoscopy department called and asked for a copy of the CT scan, which I had on a CD disc. Quick dash to the post office because I wanted it the next day. A lovely nurse called me a few days later to say that I was being referred to the gynae department at Guy's, as it was actually ovarian cancer. When I saw the oncologist, she told me I had stage 3C high-grade serous. What did that mean? I had no idea. Was there a 3 D, E, F, G? I had no idea what she was saying when she said 3C. She also said that there was an 80% chance of it returning in 2 to 4 years. Well, that's just stayed with me, unfortunately. I think I was in shock at first. I somehow felt guilty. I felt like I'd done something wrong. I was panicking because I didn't really know much about ovarian cancer. And at the time, I didn't have a clinical nurse specialist. So after discovering Target ovarian cancer online, I just decided to call their support line. I didn't know what to expect, but the nurse I spoke to at Target was absolutely brilliant. She phoned me back within the hour and explained to me what would happen with the chemo and the surgery. She was obviously a specialist nurse for people who had cancer. She was so kind, and everything she told me was just so helpful. Over the next few months, I had three lots of chemo, Plaxitaxel and carboplatin, then a major debulking operation, and then 3 more rounds of the chemo. I was also fortunate to be offered a chance to take part in an immunotherapy trial, which was only offered to just under 1,000 women in 28 countries, so I was extremely fortunate. I had a Porter cap inserted, which made the treatment much more bearable. and I lasted 13 months of a 24-month trial. Unfortunately, I developed thyroid. I'd had some UTIs and a skin complaint, which was the skin complaint that actually sent me to the GP in the first place. It would have been stopped at 15 months, as it was deemed unlikely that it was having any effect for ovarian cancer. But has it had an effect for me? I don't know. Hospital doesn't know. I was just very, very, very fortunate to have been offered that trial. I think the worst part of the chemo was probably losing my hair. It came out in clumps on the 17th day after the first chemo, and my husband ended up shaving the rest of it off. This is when I get a little bit upset. We sat on the floor of our bedroom, sobbing our hearts out. It was just a horrible, horrible feeling. I bought myself a good wig. I put a hairband on it, and I don't believe anyone would have known I was undergoing cancer treatment. Our children never saw me without the wig or a bandana. I even had a bandana by the front door so I didn't frighten Jason, our postman. My hair eventually grew back, very grey, but hey, grey's the new blonde. Now we're all in this together, and my message to other women would be, get out there, go and enjoy your life. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do something, you can. I'm now banging the drum to raise awareness of ovarian cancer and do as much charity work as I can. Pre-COVID, I was at Target at the train stations in London, rattling my bucket, except you're not allowed to rattle your buckets anymore. And I was collecting so much needed funds for this wonderful, wonderful charity. Pre-COVID, I walked over the O2, something I thought I'd never do, went up the Eiffel Tower, and I even took part in the Guys Survivors fashion show. It was all great fun. I've met up with a wonderful group of women via the Target Ovarian Cancer Facebook page. And now we meet up it's called In Touch Target Facebook page. And we now meet up every few months, and we've got a little WhatsApp group going. And we speak a couple of times a week on that, and it's been an enormous support for me. I just want others to know that you can live with this. You've just got to keep going. Don't get me wrong, you wouldn't be normal if you didn't feel down every now and again, but you can pull yourself up again. I just feel that the doctors haven't made me better, so I can just sit around and do nothing. I want to live as well as I can.
Oh, thank you so much, Sue. Oh, that's just, I mean, that's the second time I've heard your story. You very kindly shared it at one of our supporters receptions, again, pre-pandemic. And yeah, it still has the same impact, you know, hearing it a second time. And thank you, because I know how hard it is to do that. So thank you so much for doing that for us. And I know that many of the people listening today will be taking a lot of inspiration and hope and encouragement from you as well. I love what you were saying about getting out there and going and enjoying your life. It's so important, and I'm so pleased that you know, at Target Ovarian Cancer we're able to play a small part in enabling you to do that. And I know when we chatted yesterday, we were talking about, you know, looking forward to, you know, doing some fundraising and things in you know, in the new year, and getting back to not rattling our buckets, but making a lot of noise at these stations. You know, we've got a technique, haven't we, that works really well. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing more of you over the coming months. And thank you for your time today. Really, really appreciate it. Now, it is my absolute pleasure and honour to now hand you over to our Chief Executive, Annwen Jones, who's going to tell you all about our ovarian cancer strategy, our blueprint for change. Now, Annwen has been our Chief Executive since Target Ovarian Cancer was founded in 2008, and she is also founder, vice chair and incoming chair of the World Ovarian Cancer Coalition. And it's over to you, Annwen.
Thank you, Susan, and thank you, Sue, for so powerfully opening today's conference. That was fantastic, and indeed for all your volunteer work for Target Ovarian Cancer. Good morning to you all. I can't tell you how thrilled I am that we're able to come together virtually today, whether that's somebody who's been affected personally by ovarian cancer or somebody who is working in the field, to look at how we can move forward together. Working with you, our community, at Target Ovarian Cancer, we're committed to transforming the future for the 41,000 women living in the UK with ovarian cancer and the thousands yet to be diagnosed. And we won't stop until everyone has the best possible survival chances and the best possible quality of life. And whether that's through prevention, early diagnosis, support, or research into new and better treatments, we're here for everyone affected by ovarian cancer. And you'll hear a lot about our work over the course of today. It's really exciting to see so many of you here after the difficult times we've all faced since the outbreak of the pandemic. COVID-19 has had a profound and, in some cases, devastating effect on everyone globally, including anyone who has had a diagnosis of ovarian cancer. And we've been so grateful to those of you who have shared your experiences with us to inform our work over the past 18 months. We heard from you about treatments being changed or delayed, difficulties in accessing the vital support of your healthcare professionals, and the huge challenges of shielding during a time of uncertainty. I remember vividly the day we left our office at speed on March 17th, 2020, uncertain as to what was to come and not knowing when we were going to see each other again. Our overriding priority at Target Ovarian Cancer in that moment was to work tirelessly to limit the impact of the pandemic and of the severe disruption to health services on those living with ovarian cancer. We advocated hard for services to be protected. We were continuously updating our advice and our information on what to expect as circumstances and guidance changed quickly. And we tried to make sure that we were listening to and responding quickly to your worries and concerns. And of course, we moved swiftly to delivering digital support services at a pace and a scale not previously thought possible. As our office doors slammed shut in March 2020, it was immediately clear that there would be a potentially catastrophic financial impact on the charity, and we had to work at lightning speed to raise substantial sums, hundreds of thousands of pounds, to ensure that we not only survived the pandemic as a charity, but that we came through strongly so that we could deliver our mission to achieve real and lasting change in this disease and save lives. And we'll be forever grateful for the outstanding support that people gave to us in those dark days, because that support, that kindness, the humanity shown to the families that rely on us day in and day out, meant we were able to weather the crisis and continue to be there for everyone who needed us, and to come out on the other side stronger than ever. Over the past 18 months, despite the pandemic, we've seen several game-changing developments against ovarian cancer. We're a leading partner in the Ovarian Cancer Audit Feasibility Pilot in England, which has shone a light on inequalities in cancer care and helped to secure a national commitment to an ongoing ovarian cancer audit, something we had campaigned for many years. We also secured the first ever nationwide symptoms awareness campaign in England. You may have seen the television adverts, And again, we had worked for this for so many years. And we played a key role in the approval of PARP inhibitors in the first-line treatment, regardless of BRCA status. And that was a truly landmark moment in the treatment of ovarian cancer. These are huge advances. And none of these would have been possible without the support and the strength and the power of our community coming together, joining our campaigns, sharing your stories, and raising the vital funds for our work. It is absolutely essential that we now build on this progress. So I'm pleased to share with you our plan, a blueprint for change. Our strategy for tackling ovarian cancer is simple, and it's based on 3 areas that we know have the most impact for everyone living with ovarian cancer. Together, we will, 1, make sure everyone is diagnosed at the earliest possible stage. 2, fund life-saving research so that there are more effective treatment options. And 3, make sure that everyone receives the support they need. So I'd like to take a few moments just to go through these 3 areas in a bit more detail to explain to you our blueprints for change. Early diagnosis. When someone is diagnosed at the earliest stage, their chances of survival double. Unfortunately, although we have seen improvements, and it's important to emphasize that, it's still the case that only 1 in 3 are diagnosed early. This is not acceptable. This must change. We've been and will continue to lead the way in raising awareness so that everyone knows the symptoms of ovarian cancer. If you've seen some of our donated outdoor billboards or newspaper adverts, you'll know we've been working very hard with our friends at City Outdoor and at News UK to get the symptoms seen by hundreds of thousands of people. On top of this, we will keep on campaigning for government commitments to fund national awareness campaigns across all 4 nations of the UK. And you'll get an opportunity today to learn more about how you can help us to campaign for this. We also plan to significantly expand our work to help GPs and others working in primary care to make fast and accurate referrals for suspected ovarian cancer, supplementing our online and our face-to-face training with new resources to help them better support their patients through the diagnostic pathway to make sure women experiencing symptoms get the right tests quickly and are followed up appropriately. For example, if tests come back negative but symptoms persist. And we will lead system change. And what I mean by that is we will work in partnership with national and local health teams to develop new approaches that lead to an earlier diagnosis. And we will continue to campaign for a shorter diagnostic pathway. New treatments. We have seen important advances in treatment in recent years, but we know that there is much more that needs to be done to ensure that everyone benefits from these advances, regardless of age, regardless of postcode. This is really, really important, as it will lead to much better outcomes right now. We also know that there needs to be major investment in ovarian cancer so that there are more effective treatment options for everyone, whatever the disease subtype, for newly diagnosed and for recurrent disease. At the moment, funding for ovarian cancer research lags behind other cancers. This cannot be right. We will work tirelessly to fund our gold standard research programme into discovering new, more effective treatments, and we will give researchers a platform to share and build on their findings. I'm so delighted to have with us today world-class researchers joining us as both speakers and delegates. With the help of our target ovarian cancer research advocates, we will make sure people are at the heart of our research plans and make sure that the voices of those affected by ovarian cancer are heard by the research community. Please visit our website for information about becoming a research advocate. And we will also provide up-to-date information on clinical trials, and you heard Sue mention her experience earlier, and how to participate. And importantly, by working with you, we'll keep making the case for more investment in ovarian cancer research, bringing hope for the future. Last, but by no means least, support. We know, unfortunately, that too many feel unsupported, frightened, and alone following a diagnosis of ovarian cancer. As survival rates increase, as we are determined they will, more people will need support. We will support anyone affected by ovarian cancer through our support line and our events programme, including through events like today, and offering new supportive services. And we'll create new opportunities for anyone affected by ovarian cancer to support each other, including through the online ovarian cancer community and In Touch on Facebook. And I'm so pleased to welcome so many of you from the community who are joining us today. Thank you. And please do give a shout out in the chat if you're here to encourage more people to join. We'll also increase knowledge by providing up-to-date, evidence-based and accessible information. In addition to the extensive information that we already have, we plan to launch 3 new information hubs on recurrence, living well, and family needs. And we'll also work more closely with clinical nurse specialists, some of whom are here today. Thank you so much for joining us, to support the vital care and support that they provide to you. And we'll do that through our nurses network, through accredited e-learning and training and bursaries. That is the summary of our blueprint for change. When we started the charity 13 years ago, we were told that ovarian cancer was, quotes, too difficult. Well, I think we've proved them wrong. We've worked hard together. We've campaigned hard together. And we've seen over the years many important advances. New treatments being introduced, clinical guidelines, awareness campaigns, and I've witnessed so many people directly benefiting from the support we've been able to give them and becoming more empowered to ask the right questions and get the answers and support they need. There is more opportunity now than I have ever seen to accelerate the pace of change and ultimately to save lives. By moving forwards together, we will keep the momentum going. Nothing is impossible or too difficult when you have the right plan and, most importantly, the powerful voices of those with lived experiences sharing their stories and pushing for and demanding change. Together, we have already taken ovarian cancer out of the too difficult box and shown that this is mission possible. So today, I urge you to fully immerse yourself in the sessions with some absolutely top-class speakers and fabulous workshops that I know you will all take an awful lot from and contribute to. We have a blueprint for change, and we want you to join us as we move forwards together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Annwen. Oh my goodness. Well, that's got me all fired up, if that was possible. That is absolutely brilliant. Thank you. So, before I go on to sort of what the key highlights are for you to look forward to today, I just wanted to say thank you for all your comments in the chat. I've had some lovely comments coming through on Zoom for Sue, saying thank you so much for telling your story. You're amazing. You're an amazing lady. I've got a tear to my eye. Just fabulous comments. That's absolutely wonderful. Do keep that coming today. And we've had some lovely comments on the main sort of feed loop chat as well, saying how wonderful that was. Positive introduction. Thank you so much. You're an inspiration. And yeah, and lovely comments as well, you know, and some more comments coming through. Thank you, Annwen, for explaining what we're doing, and you're a star, so just wonderful. Thank you. So what have we got to look forward to today? So next on the agenda, we've got what's on the horizon for ovarian cancer diagnosis and treatment. We've got Professor Usha Menon and Professor Charlie Gawley, who are joining us for a discussion on exactly that. Then you've got a choice. You can either go to Facing Ovarian Cancer Together, mental health support with clinical psychologist Shraddha Lakhani, or Progress on Earlier Diagnosis in Ovarian Cancer with Dr. Nigel Sparrow, who's the chair of our GP Advisory Board, and Dr. Victoria Barber, who's our GP champion. And then it's time for lunch. Don't forget what I said earlier about the sessions being recorded. So if you can't make, well, you won't be able to make both sessions, but you can watch them later on catch up. And after lunch, there's a bit of chance for some me time. And we've got a choice of 3 different workshops for you on relaxation, mindfulness, or origami. And then our afternoon plenary is on excellence in ovarian cancer care with our consultant gynecologist Andy Norden and Professor Sudha Sundar. And then by this point, you should be as fired up as I am and wondering, well, what can I do to get involved? Well, your choice of final sessions will give you some inspiration and ideas. You can choose between either getting involved in Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month or campaigning with elective representatives. And to finish, we've got our closing session with our Chief Executive, Annwen Jones, the lovely Sarah White, who'll be sharing her story, and my good self. And we'll be going through the highlights of the day and some reflections for us all to consider as we look to move forwards together. So as I said earlier at the start, don't forget to use the chat, take a selfie in the photo booth, please. Visit the Get Involved tab, share on social, and let's make some noise today to help us move forwards together. And one final thing from me today before you head off to enjoy it all. Throughout the day, you will have the chance to sign our pledge to join us to transform the future for ovarian cancer diagnosis, treatment and care. So take a minute now to add your name using the links that Ryan has put up in the chat function for us now in FeedLoop. And please do share this with your family and friends too. The more people that we can get to sign, the further we can move forwards in transforming the future. So that's it from me, and I will see you later on in our closing session. Enjoy.